This is an emergency transmission for all citizens currently residing alone, or with a dog that has recently begun to whimper while looking directly at them. If your dog sits still, maintains eye contact, and lets out quiet, low cries, this is not affection. This is not confusion. They are mourning, because as far as they can sense, you've already died. Normally, when a dog looks at you and whines, it's a sign of need, attention, food, anxiety. But there are cases where none of these apply. The food bowl is full. The doors are open. The room is quiet. And the dog just stares at you, eyes wide, and cries. That's not anxiety. That's grief. Because dogs feel time differently. And when they start mourning before death arrives, it means something else already has. The first incident was reported in Rochester, New York. Sarah Monroe, a 32-year-old woman, lived alone with her border collie, Pixie. After surviving what doctors called a minor car accident, Sarah returned home with just a few bruises, but her dog instantly changed. Pixie stopped eating, refused to leave the living room couch, and at night, she would just stare. Long eye contact, head tilted, then soft dragging whimpers. Not barking, not growling, just mourning. Sarah started feeling cold, even in warmth. Her skin itched as if her body didn't belong. And at random moments, she'd hear her own voice whispering things she hadn't done yet. Don't take the stairs. She'll call you tomorrow. It doesn't hurt much. On the fourth night, Pixie howled so violently that neighbors woke up. She smashed through a closed window and disappeared into the woods. Sarah's body was discovered 2 days later in her living room. No wounds, no blood, just wide eyes, dry skin, and a terrified expression frozen mid-breath. Autopsy confirmed she had been dead for exactly 72 hours, the day her dog started crying. Second incident was reported in Missoula, Montana. Keith Halberd had lived a quiet life with his loyal German Shepherd, Oscar. One morning, Oscar sat outside Keith's bedroom door, unmoving, and let out low, shaky cries. He refused to come near. Keith assumed it was nothing. Maybe a scent, maybe something outside. But the next day, Oscar did the same thing, and the house began to feel off. The clocks were out of sync. The light through the windows stayed the same all day. Keith tried recording a voice memo to document the time lapse, but when he played it back, it was a message in a robotic version of his own voice. Subject scheduled to expire on June 17th. Delay logged. Correction pending. Oscar began digging holes in the backyard, pawing at the earth furiously, as if he were trying to bury something that wasn't there yet. Keith was found dead in his bed 5 days later. The coroner claimed it looked like he had passed 3 days before the discovery, the exact day Oscar started crying. The third incident was reported in Charlotte, North Carolina. Emily Torres had narrowly survived a house fire last December. Her dog, a black Labrador named Rufus, had pulled her out just in time. But in the weeks that followed, something about Rufus changed. He refused to sleep in the same room with her, wouldn't approach her from behind, and every time she walked into a room, Rufus would sit still, eyes wide, and let out a thin, sorrowful whimper. Emily thought it was trauma. Maybe he was just scared, until she checked her home security camera. The footage showed Rufus staring not at her, but behind her, every time. And once, just once, the video glitched. The audio doubled, and her voice, distorted, gurgling, whispered, "I wasn't supposed to survive." She paused the tape, played it back. Her breath hitched. It was her voice, but it wasn't from any moment she remembered. She unplugged the camera and slept with the lights on that night. But Rufus didn't sleep at all. 1 week later, her house burned down again. This time, no one survived. But neighbors say they saw something through the flames. Rufus, dragging something heavy toward the door. They say it looked like Emily, but not quite. We now have a name for it. The thing your dog sees when it looks at you and begins to cry. It's called the mourner. You won't see it. No cameras capture it. But the world bends slightly around it, like gravity misplaced. It doesn't arrive with noise or violence. It settles in. It's not a demon, not a ghost. It's a timeline, an event that didn't finish. The mourner attaches itself to people who were meant to die. The ones pulled from wreckage. The ones revived after flatlining. The ones who swallowed the pills, but woke up anyway. It isn't angry. It doesn't want revenge. It's simply mourning. Because in its world, you're already gone. And now it follows you, confused, grieving, waiting for the timeline to correct itself. Your dog doesn't bark at it, because barking is for threats. The mourner isn't a threat. It's a funeral guest early. It wears your silence like a coat. It walks behind your shadow. You might feel cold when it's near, not from temperature, but from disconnection. Like you're slipping away. And dogs know. They smell something that isn't there yet. The scent of your own death, leaking backward through time. So they cry, softly, because they know they'll lose you. Again. And when the crying stops, it doesn't mean you're safe. It means the funeral's begun. If your dog has begun to whimper while looking at you, you are not being loved. You are being mourned. And there may still be time to stop it. First, mark the day it started. Write it down. That's not just a date. It might be your countdown. Sleep during daylight. Avoid silence after midnight. Keep all clocks visible, and if even one freezes, don't look away. Take something soaked in your scent, a shirt, a pillow, and burn it. You must reset your imprint on time. If your dog tries to lead you somewhere, follow, even if it feels wrong. Especially if it feels wrong. They're searching for the place where you were meant to die. Your death site. If you find it, destroy the connection. Burn the clothes you wore. Delete the voicemail. Shatter the mirror that saw it happen. If none of it works, don't run. Don't beg. Just be ready. Because if your dog still cries when it sees you, then your funeral isn't canceled. It's just late.